So this kind of like reviews using sine law, cosine law, reviews all of that. So it's kind of nice in a sense. But it's a lot of work. But you can do it. So given an SSA case where two solutions are possible, you indeed have two possible answers or solutions for the remaining unknown values. The ones you're given remain unchanged. Can you highlight that? The ones you're given, I misspelled once, right? Hey, what's happening? The sides that you're given remain unchanged. So you might already, you're probably dreading it because, why is there the whole page blank? Mr. Dirksen, I don't like this. I don't like where this is going. Yeah, because you're going to need a lot of that space. Okay, so here we go. You got to be ready to write stuff down, okay? I notice that there's two sides. I wonder if this is SSA, and yes, it is, right? D is right there, and angle D is right there. So it's giving me this information, and it's saying solve for side E. But first, we need to figure out how many solutions are possible. Is it possible that side E has more than one value attached to it? So let's go ahead and, this is SSA, and this is acute. Okay, justify. We're going to justify our answer. So here we go, rod and string. But I'm going to be a little careful here. You're going to force it to look like this. Okay, 27 goes there. The 25 miles go here, and therefore the 30 miles go there. This is on page 43. Okay, I'm going to call this, for now, rod and string. Rod and string. So right away, you can tell that the string is shorter than the rod. Okay. If it's greater than the rod, then no big deal. You're done. Only one solution, right? But string is shorter than rod, so we need to find the height. And so that's 30 times sine of 27. I'm writing this a little smaller because I want the rest of the space to actually solve. Okay, that's why I'm doing that. 30 times sine of 27, I'm just going to give you that answer. That's 13.62. And we are in miles, right? Make sure you add the units. And then string is back, right? That's your main character, remember. String, string. And then you notice that string is greater than the height. Right? String is greater than the height. Therefore, how many solutions? One. It's two. Okay, just making sure. Two solutions. It's two solutions. So just visualize that, right? String is greater than the height. So if this is your height, and this is 13.62, this is 25. This is actually going to swing, make a triangle there, and make a triangle there, right? It's gonna be longer than the height, right? Remember that visual I gave you yesterday, GeoGebra? So there are two solutions, that's for sure. Two solutions for side E. That is really what you just determined, that side E has two possible solutions. And so here we go. You got to be careful now. Once you determine this, usually I will be nice, okay? I will say, hey, how many solutions are there? So you will do this, right? And then I'll do B, now solve for all possible answers, right? So what you need to do is draw your two triangles. So I will first focus on the one where it swings out. So I will draw it like this. Now I can close it because I know for sure that it's closing it. Okay, so you draw a triangle, and watch what I'm going to do now. Angle D is 27, and across from it I have 25 miles. And I put the 30 here, 30 miles. Which means that what letter will go here? You go up to 30 miles, and that's side F, right? You're following? So this will be angle F. You have to make sure you get that right. Angle F. Which means that E is going to be up here. So it's like DEF, right? But you have another one created, right? The other one is like this. It's kind of like this, and then it swings in. Like this side right here is either swinging out or it's swinging in. And you do the same thing, D, E, F. It's basically the same thing as before, except for it swung in. And so this is 30 miles, this is 25 miles, and this is 27 degrees. That the information that you're given stays the same. But there's a problem, right? Like angle F. Well, which one? This one or that one? So we're going to do this. F sub 1, F sub 2, because they're clearly going to be different. Right? You can tell by the diagram they'll be different. And therefore, this will be E1 and this will be E2. What are they really asking us for again? Side E, right? So that means that this will be E lowercase sub 1 and this will be E lowercase, right, sub 2. That is ultimately what we're after, finding these sides here. But I would like to make sure you understand which one the string is. You know how we had it here? And it's a shame that we can't like animate that, right? Because really, like we know we're closing in, but this is your string, right? And this is your string here. Like that string up here is now actually closing it in and creating two different triangles. And I've done this so many times. The best method is to start with this one, guys. Don't start with this one, start with this one. And this is why. You're going to have to use sine law to solve this, right? We determined this already. It's side-side angle. Sine law is the only candidate here. Remember I told you sine, right? This is your pair. And then you're going to use that side to find this angle. But what does sine law do every time? What kind of angle does it give you every time by default? It's always acute. So it's not really going to give you this answer. It's going to give you this one. It almost ignores this one. It's like, no, it's like this. And you know that this could be an option as well. So I will start with this. Watch. Start here. Start here. If you understand what's happening here, you will have an easier time doing this, right? It's all about understanding what we're doing. So I will go sine of 27 over 25, no surprises there. Sine of f sub 1 over 30. And then we'll go sine of f1 is equal to 30, right? 30 times sine of 27. If a teacher ever asks you like who taught you that, just say I don't know, okay? Because they might not like it. I don't know. I think elementary, something like that. Sine of f1. So I've got to use this calculator for now. Oops. Divided by 25. So that's 0.5, 0.544 keeps going. So angle F1 is 33.01 degrees. Okay, this is important, but I'm not gonna box it in, but it's important. And watch what you're gonna do immediately. Do you think we can figure out what F2 is without doing any math? It's the supplement, right? Like it's the supplement, because technically, let's go through this thought process, okay? Technically, if you wanted to work with this one and just do it for this one time, okay? Sine of 27 over 25, sine of F2 over 30. Doesn't this look exactly the same? Right? Except for the F2, everything else is the same. So you're going to get the same answer. But hey, we know better, right? We know that this is really an obtuse angle. So you skip all of this, you'll get that F2 is 33.01, right, when you do the work, but angle F2 is obtuse. It's almost like if you were to draw it to scale, this is what it could look like, right? Therefore, F2 is really, watch this, this is the important line, 180 minus angle F1. You're going to use this one, subtract that from 180 to really get the angle we're after. He's talking gibberish. I don't speak gibberish. Okay? So that is 146.99. And that's also important, very important to me. So watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to use highlighters, right? I'm going to use a pink one. And what else haven't I used? Green, I can use green. So this one, I'm going to highlight and make sure you understand it's this one here. Okay, and then the orange, no, not orange, I can't use it. I'm going to use green. This green one is this angle right there. Okay, so it sticks out. So I'm also going to highlight this pink one. I'm going to highlight that here. So you know, okay, I can use it. It saves you all this work, guys. It saves you all that work. Just go straight to there. Okay, I'm going to go arrow from there to F2. So now you have F1 and F2, and you know they're supplementary. Supplement. That's all I'm going to write. Okay. So I've got F1. When you find F1, you really find F2 as well. It's just a step away. And now what? What do we know to find side E? What do we need, sorry? Angle. Angle E1, E2, correct? We have two angles for both of them. So we're just going to use sum of triangle to find those. Okay? So I will go angle E1 is going to be 180 minus 27 minus 33.01. I'm going to move up a little bit. E1 is 119.99. That's an obtuse angle, right? But that's okay. Angle E2 is going to be 180 minus the 27, right? The 27 appears for both of them. That's given to us. Minus 146.99. And you subtract that. Click, 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 right? And that's 6.01. It's a small angle, right? Underline those because those are also very important to us, right? And I wish I had more highlighters, but right now I gotta kind of cut it here. Otherwise, it's going to be too busy. But you found this angle up there, and you found this angle up there. And so this is the best way I know how to do it. Like split them up, have them side by side, do it like this, right? It's easier. We're one step closer, guys. And at this point, I use cosine law. I'm going to focus on, because I have both of these angles, watch, it's side, angle, side. You see that? Side, angle, side to find this. And same up here, side, angle, side to find that. And it's almost copy paste except for one minor difference. Okay, so watch this. To find side E1 squared, I'm going to go 30 squared plus 27 squared minus 2 times 30 times 27 times cosine of 119.99. And I will always give you lots of room to do these ones on a test for sure. So you can almost count on this much space. Well, some of you are really good at writing small, so maybe not as much, right? But I'm going to use this one for now. Still in degrees, yeah, we're good. In grade 12 applied, you're going to use radians, okay? So it's not going to be degrees. That's why I need to make sure. So we go 30 squared plus, and the reason why I'm typing this in is because I will show you the shortcut if you do this right. Right? You type all that in, and I get 2438.75 ... I'm going to square root that. And because I don't have a whole lot of space, I allow you to do train here. This is okay to do the train. I'm going to take the square root of the previous, and it's 49. I made a mistake, right? You see it? Where did you come up with the 27? Because I used that angle 27. That's what I did. My bad. Easy fix. There. So I'm going to go back and copy and just change all those 7s to a 5. No big deal. There we go. Let's try that again. 2274.77. 2274.77 ... You take the square root of that, you get 47.69 miles. That is boxed in. So this is one possible solution. E2 squared, so it's a weird notation, right? E2 squared is going to be exactly the same. Watch. Exactly the same, except for it's going to be cosine of what? Cosine of this one here. E2 will be square root of, and this is where you do the shortcut, right? You just go up, copy the previous one. That's why I like cosine law, right? You just copy that one down, and all you need to do is change that angle at the end. 6.01, and then hit enter. You get 33.24 and so forth. And that's 5.77. It's 5.77 miles. And now you're thinking I'm done, right? I just want you to understand what's happening. Side E is 5.77 miles or 47.69 miles. That's what you just found. You're basically saying, hey, based on the information you gave me, I cannot positively 100% tell you which one you meant, So I have to give you both of them. I have to give you both scenarios. If you watch the homework video, I did an experiment. If there's no solution and you actually try to draw your diagram and solve, you're going to get an error. So that's another indication. It's like, wait a minute, my triangle doesn't exist, right? And so that's something to consider. Just one example. Yeah, that's all I'm going to give you today, because you know how to use sine law, you know how to use cosine law. It's just now applying everything we've learned in this section and putting it together. So I will give you, let's see how many questions there are that you can try. Actually, I just have one here on page 44. And the answer is right there. Okay, so I will say this is homework, page 44 here. But I think you should try at least one more. And I think in the workbook, I have more for you to try. If you go to page 11, page 11 in the workbook, and I will show you what it looks like so that if you forget, it looks like this. I just give you a bunch of like information like this, and some of them are two triangle scenarios. Look at this before you shut down. The back side has the solutions, and you can tell that, right? Like there are certain ones that say that have two triangles, and they actually give you all possible. Like this would be one triangle here, and this would be the other triangle. B1, like this would be B1, C1, C1, B2. So I would say maybe focus in on the ones. I would say you should be able to go through this and tell me how many triangles there are. That one you should be able to do. That's a good practice. And on top of that, maybe do one more or two more where you solve for the whole thing, right? Just like we did now. And so I'm not going to post an answer key because it is there. Even this one has the answers. So all you need to do is practice, right? And so that's where we stop today with the